Hey everybody, we're back for part number 3 on the basics that we've been doing on Keone's Lone Star build commission truck here. And this time around, well, the last time we did the grooves and got those all cleaned out, went through that whole procedure. And this time we're actually going to be doing the 6 injector pin marks that I made reference to in the first video. And as you can see, we've already got these filled in, and I've got 4 of them sanded down, and I'm going to go ahead and sand the other 2 here to show you the process. But what we used in that is the Tamiya putty, the white, and we filled it a little bit higher, as you can see, than the injector pin mark. And we're also going to be using some of the liquid surface primer from Tamiya. And this is a very good product. Anybody that doesn't have it yet, I highly recommend it, either the white or the gray. So, and we also have just a regular small sanding stick here, pretty heavy grit. And now that we put this in last night and got all this filled in, so it's had basically 24 hours to dry. So we're going to go back in now, and we're just going to go ahead and sand the injector pin marks down. Or as Rambler69 calls them, the hunters. He's watched some of my earlier videos when I was talking about injector pin marks, and he realized how much work can be involved in just getting rid of injector pin marks in a model. And that's one of the things to, you know, while I'm doing the basics tutorials, because getting rid of them produces a much better model, but it is going to require a lot more effort. And that's what makes a good model over one that's just kind of thrown together. So, but we're just moving the sanding stick back and forth, and this is the one that we just done right above my finger there. And we've got it down pretty much flush with the surface. Everything's looking good. So now we're going to move on to the last one here. And not using a lot of pressure on this. Just kind of letting the grit of the sanding stick do the work. And I know this is one thing here that I will have to say, that as being a judge at the contest, I would say about 70% of all models that I judge, for the most part, especially in the truck categories, this is something that's not done. When you walk up to that model, it may look real good, but if they've got the hood open and you look underneath the hood, you're going to see these marks. And as far as basics, and as far as a model that is a good model, that's a model that's going to get overlooked, because, you know, you have to get rid of this stuff. This is a flaw. It's not really a flaw, but it's a part of injection molding that's a necessity. And it's not something that belongs in a finished model. But it does take time to do it. And, you know, like I say, I mean, you have to spend the time and the effort to get rid of this stuff. You could be doing other fun things like detailing the model or stuff like that. But if you don't get rid of this stuff, there's really no use in detailing the model, because it's just still not going to be a good model. But there we have everything sanded down now. That's all 6 of the injector pin marks. And for the most part, it wasn't that bad on this piece. Like I say, it took me, it might have took me 2 minutes to fill them in with the putty, if that. And I just kind of let this sit over to the side and was doing other things, and picked it up tonight. And we went ahead and sanded them out. And now we're going to go on to the next step that I do, and that's using the Tamiya surface primer. And this actually comes with a brush in the bottle. And this will get rid of any little pinholes or anything like that that's left in your filler. And all you want to do is just come in and basically brush this on. You don't want to put a whole lot of this down, but you want to get enough down to make it higher than the surrounding surface. And that way when you go to sand it, you can just sand it back down to level with the surface around it, and you'll be good to go. Like I say, we're just brushing this on, not real heavy, but not real light either. I mean, you want to get a buildup of it, and you may have to go back over this again once this dries, and put another layer down before you start sanding. That's what I always recommend doing is if you're using this stuff is to go ahead and put it down, and after it dries, if you still see a low area or whatever, go ahead and put some more of this back in before you do any sanding on it. And then once you've got it built up high enough, you can go ahead and sand it all down at one time, and you'll be done with this process. Like I say, nothing hard about it at all. It's just a matter of just dropping in some of this stuff and making it bigger than the actual circle where the injector pin mark was, where you filled it. And that's it. That's all there is to it. You set this over to the side and let it dry. And same thing with that. I'll let it dry until tomorrow, and then we'll come back in and we'll sand that down. And then once you go back in with your when you start your primer and stage and everything, and you prime this, this will be flat. It'll look like the injector pin marks were never there, and that's what we're shooting for. And like I say, that's one of the basics. So takes a little bit of effort, a little bit of time, but it's well worth it in the end. So that's all we've got for this one. That was a pretty quick video, and we'll have some more coming up tomorrow on probably cleaning up the rear ends, getting the seam lines and stuff out of them. I've got these glued together, and I clamped them to make sure that they were nice and tight. And we got a seam that goes all the way across top and bottom, so we'll be cleaning that up. So I'll show you the procedures on that we use here at Showtime Studios. So that's all we've got for this one. Like always, I thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.